Nearly 50 years before the Pew Report, Heschel declared, "Our community is in spiritual distress, and our organizations are too concerned with digits. Our disease is a loss of character and commitment, and the cure that might yet gather us into a genuine community of commitment." The year before Heschel spoke, Look magazine, then the second most widely read news magazine in America, published a cover article entitled "The Vanishing American Jew." Citing studies of the Jewish community, the article pointed to ominously rising intermarriage rates, falling birth rates, and waning indicators of Jewish identity, and it predicted a severely diminished Jewish community by century's end. The piece was subtitled, "Leaders Fear Threat to Jewish Survival in Today's Crisis of Freedom." Crisis of freedom. What an interesting phrase. Fear and crisis. Fear and crisis. Without a language of shared values, without a compelling vision of the community we seek to create, we evoke crisis. We resort to fear. But crisis and fear are a drug. They produce an immediate high, with withdrawal always following. Heschel understood that we cannot build a vital American Jewish identity, or inspire a revival of Jewish life, or elevate a new generation of leadership with crisis and fear, with dire statistics predicting an imminent end to our survival. It's just the wrong language. In the spirit of Heschel, and with deep respect to those who will be presenting this morning, I suggest we continue his program of editing our vocabulary. I would like to nominate these terms to be erased from our vocabulary. I'd like to get rid of branding, marketing, engagement, strategy, and my favorite, millennials. Yes, it's true. My children, the next generation, communicate in new ways. They order transportation, food, clothing, and music online. Online, they find dates and mates. Online, they share photos, experiences, and confessions. But once we've mastered online communication, we will discover that they are asking all the questions that we left unanswered. What do we stand for as Jews in America? Where is the moral infrastructure of the organized Jewish community? Can Jewish life inform the purposefulness and meaningfulness of my life? Where is and what does Jewish peoplehood mean in a pluralistic democratic society? Why should I be Jewish? These questions will not be met by clever marketing or creative branding, whatever the hell that is. They will not be answered by more attractive websites or friendlier apps. Heschel concluded in 1965 with these words, "Our social workers are involved in an eager new search for new methods. What I plead for is a search for Jewish authenticity." This is Heschel's plea, and it is time we take it up. Make the search for Jewish authenticity the top priority of federation. I'm a congregational rabbi. I don't get that very often. So if you'd like to clap, no matter the very much. Just made my mother very happy. Make federation the most powerful force for Jewish education and Jewish revival in the community. Make federation a Jewish educational force. Because we will not succeed at collective communal philanthropy unless we offer a narrative of collective communal purpose. We will not engage more givers or more gifts without a compelling message of Jewish meaning. We will not find new ways to do federation until we succeed in imagining new ways to do Jewish. This generation is waiting, and waiting impatiently for spiritual wisdom. They're waiting for spiritual wisdom, for heroic ideals, for heroic vision, and most of all, they want to stand for something important. That's what they ask of us, a new covenant of collective responsibility. In 1964, Look magazine predicted our demise. Here's the irony. Look magazine is gone. And we're still here. We have exceeded our expiration date. And that means that we are either well past our time, or we are living in miracle time. I prefer the latter. Whether this GA marks the birth of a new Jewish renaissance, or the requiem for a once glorious culture, will not depend on whether we invent some clever marketing or communication strategy. It depends on whether we grasp this moment as miracle time. A time to figure out the narrative. A time to grasp the unique and miraculous historic opportunity to build a compelling Jewish culture, to share a compelling Jewish narrative, to bring the community together around a compelling set of values and create a Jewish culture that thrives in an environment of freedom. This happens only when we put away the communication strategies and turn to one another as human beings, as searching Jews, and to share together what Heschel so elegantly called gratitude for the sublime calling of being a Jew. May we be successful. Amen.